What up, guys? Back again with another UFC Fight Picks video on the UFC Fight Night card, Thompson versus Till. Let's go ahead and get started here with the Fight Pass prelims, which we only got one fight. We got Theodorou versus Trevor Smith. So I'm going to do a lot of quick picks on the video. So on this one, it's a pretty easy pick. I'm taking Elias Theodorou. He's just a better fighter. Trevor Smith has a bum chin. And Theodorou, you know, he's kind of like a striker. I mean, he'll go for takedowns sometimes, but he's primarily kind of a striker. But he's more of a point fighter. So, I mean, I don't really see him getting a knockout, even though it is possible because, like I said, Trevor Smith has a bum chin. But I just see Theodorou, you know, avoiding Trevor Smith's takedowns because he does have some good jiu-jitsu on the ground. But more likely it's going to be a stand-up fight. And like I said, I see Theodorou avoiding the takedowns, using his, you know, evasive movement, you know, that footwork, to just kind of counter strike, just pot shot Trevor Smith all day. And he should be able to win this fight 30-27. You can see the odds, negative 385 for Theodorou. He's one of the very safe picks on this card. And like I said, more than likely he's going to win this fight by decision. So, you know, if you do bets, then obviously I would say take Theodorou on a parlay or something like that. Stack him with someone because I think he's a pretty solid play, and more than likely he is going to win. So, yeah, Theodorou by decision. Now moving on to the FS1 prelims, guys. We got Gillian, Robertson versus Molly McCann. So pretty much grappler versus striker matchup. Molly here has a lot of wins by knockout. Good striker. She is also fighting pretty much in her hometown. She's also from Liverpool, from what I heard anyway. So you know, she's gonna have that hometown advantage. She also did miss weight, I believe, by 1 pound. I think she weighed 127. So yeah, I mean, 1 pound really isn't that much. So she's not gonna have like a huge, you know, weight advantage, but it is gonna help a little bit. Gillian Robertson, from what I heard, you know, she's just not that good. I think she's from that Tough show, and pretty much they're saying, you know, a lot of people from that show are bums. And McCann was actually a champion in another organization. Pretty solid record, 7-1. And yeah, her striking is going to be the key to win this fight. I think Gillian Robertson is going to struggle with the takedowns, and McMahon's going to beat her up on the feet, and we could see probably like a late finish. So I'll take McCann by 3rd round knockout. Moving on to the next fight, we got Bradley Scott versus Carlo Pedersoli. So on this one, guys, I'm going to go ahead and take the newcomer, Carlo Pedersoli. From what I heard, this guy's just a beast. Good striking, good submissions also. Bradley Scott, he's just kind of one of those journeyman type of fighters. You know, he's not, you know, exactly great at any area. You know, he's just kind of average. Pedersoli, this guy's 10-1. Italian fighter, well-rounded guy. Yep. Got the 3 wins by knockout, 4 by submission, 7-5 winning streak. Purple belt jiu-jitsu, Kudo brown belt, and karate brown belt. Yeah, from what I heard, this guy has really good kicks, but overall, I mean, I just think he's gonna be able to beat up Bradley Scott on the feet. And we also seen Scott just get knocked out very quickly in his last fight, as you're gonna see right here. There it is right there. Jack Hermanson. This guy didn't even land a single strike in that fight. He got knocked out in the 1st round by Jack Hermanson, got completely starched. So I mean, I think Bradley Scott is, you know, more likely gonna get finished in this fight. So I do see Pedersoli getting the finish, and of course he is a favorite. Negative 142. That's actually not bad at all. I mean, it is his UFC debut, so you never know how he's gonna fight, you know, against a different type of level of opponent. But I think Bradley Scott, you know, isn't gonna really be that good. So I see Carlo winning this fight. So I'm gonna go ahead and take Carlo by 2nd round knockout. Moving on to the next fight, we got Landsberg versus Gina Mazzani. So I really like Gina Mazzani in this matchup. I don't think Landsberg is really that good. Her takedown defense kind of sucks. Mazzani, her takedowns look good. You know, she's not that great either. Her only loss, though, is to Sarah McMahon, who's obviously, you know, one of the top contenders in the division. So I just see Mazzani here being a pretty good play. Not She is actually the favorite in this fight, negative 145. I think before she was the underdog. As an underdog, you know, she's a very good play. As a favorite, I mean, she's still gonna. I still think she's gonna win, but I mean, it just depends on how you guys see it. But I mean, I think Mazzani here more likely is gonna be able to get the win with her takedowns. Landsberg has not looked that great in the UFC. She got starched by Cyborg. Had a close fight with Lucy Pudilova, in which I thought she lost that fight, and then she got knocked out or TKO'd in her last fight. So yeah, I see Mazzani getting it done with the takedowns, just beating her up. So I'll take Mazzani by decision. Alright guys, featured fight on the prelims. We got Daniel Kelly versus Tom Breese. Very easy fight to pick. I'm taking Tom Breese. This guy's a finisher. I mean, 30% of his wins by knockout, 60% by submission. Great boxing. I'm not gonna say he's big for the weight class because he used to be at 170. So, you know, he's, I guess, average size, I guess, for the weight class. But, you know, he's a tall guy. He's gonna have a slight reach advantage, and he's a lot younger than Dan Kelly. Tom Breese was one of those guys that people were talking about, you know, saying he could be, you know, top contender. People kind of forgot about him, and now he's at 185 instead of 170. Kelly's a tough guy, tough old man, but I think he's going to get knocked out in this fight. I see Tom Breese getting more than likely like a first or second round knockout. I'm going to go ahead and just say second round knockout for Tom Breese. Kelly's just too old already. He's tough, but I think his durability is starting to go away, and I think Tom Breese has an impressive performance in this fight. So Tom Breese, second round knockout. Now for the main card, we got Spice Lee versus Darren Stewart. So on this fight, I mean, I never really want to pick Spice Lee, and I don't really want to pick Stewart. So I mean, for me, I would really kind of stay away from this fight. But if I had to give you guys a pick, it would have to be Eric Spice Lee. So he is the favorite. The reason why I'm picking Spice Lee is because he's a submission fighter, very good grappler. And Darren Stewart, most of his losses are by submission. So more than likely, I mean, he's going to get tapped out quickly in this fight. Or if not quickly, eventually. So I'm going to go ahead and just say Spice Lee by second round submission. Unless Stewart, you know, hits him, you know, quickly in this fight, and maybe gets a quick knockout against Spice Lee, which could be possible. Even though I don't see it happening, that's why I'm picking Spice Lee. More than likely, you know, he's going to take the fight down to the ground, or just get a submission standing or something like that. So I'm going to go ahead and say Spice Lee second round submission. Next fight, Claudio Silva versus Nordine Taleb. So on this fight, Silva has had a very long layoff, so I'm completely not picking him. So I'm taking Nordine Taleb, a guy who's been looking very good recently, been getting finishes, been getting knockouts. Very solid striker, good takedown defense, has takedowns also in his game. He's just a very solid fighter, very kind of underrated here in the division, not even ranked yet. And yeah, I see Taleb winning this fight. I see him getting also the knockout. So Taleb more than likely is going to get a finish by knockout. I'm going to go ahead and say second round. Claudio Silva, just too long of a layoff. Do not know how good he's going to be. Taleb also a pretty big favorite, negative 360. Makes sense. We haven't seen Silva fight in a while. So I'm going to go ahead and take Nordine Taleb, second round KO. Now we're all moving on to the next fight. We got Jason Knight versus Makwan Amirkhani. You got Jason Knight, slight favorite at negative 166. So this is kind of like a close fight initially when I was looking at it, but I'm gonna have to go ahead and take Jason Knight. I know he did get kind of beat up in his last two fights, but those are kind of against strikers. And Makwan here, you know, this guy's a grappler, a guy that's going to go for the takedowns. Not, you know, he's not a great striker. Jason Knight has a better stand-up, more volume. And if Makwan Amirkhani here wants to take to the ground, Jason Knight's going to throw up those triangles. He's very good off his back, very good submission skills. So I just see Jason Knight winning this fight with his jiu-jitsu, or just keeping the fight on the feet and just beating Makwan by decision. So I'll go ahead and just say Jason Knight by decision, but you never know, he could bust out also a submission win if Amirkhani, you know, really tries to take it to the ground with Jason Knight. So Jason Knight by decision. Next fight, we got Arnold Allen versus Mads Burnell. So I'm going to go and take Mads Burnell, guys, in this matchup. Now, he is the underdog. He is my value play pretty much on this whole card. I think most of the guys that take in, they're favorites. This guy's my value play. So the reason I'm picking Mads Burnell is because, he's a grappler. He's a wrestler. Takedowns look good. Seems to be very tough. Seems to be durable. Arnold Allen looks kind of like a well-rounded fighter, but I'm just, I'm not that impressed. So I'm gonna go ahead and just take Mads Burnell, guys. I think his wrestling and his grind is gonna be able to win him here the fight. Has also, wins by submission. Could get a submission here, but more than likely, I think Mads Burnell is gonna make it a close fight that he's gonna be able to win with the wrestling. So I see him getting those takedowns. I see him using the ground and pound, kind of similar to his last fight. So I'm gonna go take Mads Burnell as a sleeper or value pick to win by decision. Now to the co-main event, we got Neil Magny versus Craig White. Very easy fight to pick. Obviously, I'm not gonna pick against Magny. Craig White. This guy is making his UFC debut against a top 10 opponent, Neil Magny. Magny's negative 550 favorite. Makes sense. I mean, guy's obviously the top contender, and he's fighting against pretty much an unknown fighter. I see Magny just getting the win here, doing what he does, getting takedowns. If he feels like he wants to get a points, or if he feels Craig White's weak on the ground, or he'll just stand up on the feet, use that long ass reach, use that jab, and just beat you up from the outside. I don't really see Magny really getting a finish here, even though it is possible. Craig White has all wins by finish, but I mean Magny has been knocked out before. He has been finished also on the ground by submissions, but I just feel like Craig White just not going to be that high level of an opponent. So yeah, I think more than likely Neil Magny's going to win this fight by decision. Just beating him by points, doing what he does. So Magny by decision, another very safe pick, just like Elias Theodorou. So I would stack both those guys on a parlay. All right, now we're on to the main event. We got Stephen Thompson versus Darren Till, one of my favorite fighters. I remember when this guy was barely, in the UFC. I was watching his striking. I liked his style. He's very cocky. Good good kicks. Very good straight left. Good power puncher. Big for the division. Now Darren Till did not make weight, and I guess they're saying he has to make 188 pounds. Kind of like before the fight start. So I don't know if the fight's even gonna happen. If he doesn't make the 188, I don't know if Thompson's gonna not gonna want to take the fight. We're gonna have to see about that when I wake up tomorrow, or a couple hours from now. But my pick here, guys, is gonna be Darren Till. Now he is pretty sure the underdog. Initially he was the underdog, then he turned to the favorite, and now he's back again to the underdog. The reason he's the underdog is obviously because he missed weight. So the weight cut obviously might affect him in the fight, or will affect him in the fight. And plus now he has to be at 188, and Wonder Boy gets to rehydrate as much as he can or whatever, while Darren Till kind of has like a limit. So that is kind of a setback for Till. So we're gonna see how that affects him in the fight, but either way, I'm gonna take Darren Till, guys. I think he has the power. Thompson, this guy's getting older. He's looking good. He's looking solid. He's only pretty much losing to Tyron Woodley. But I think Darren Till has the power. I think he has also very good sneaky counter striking skills. And it's kind of like a kicker. Kicker versus the puncher. I think Thompson's obviously the kicker, while as Till's the puncher, and I think the puncher here is going to be able to win in this matchup. Both these guys are really good fighters, but I got to take Darren Till here. I think he's going to get it done with the power. I think he's going to probably get, I must say, like a third round knockout. He's going to have to get that kind of not a quick finish. He could get the quick finish, but I think it's going to be kind of like between the fight. That's why I'm saying third round knockout. Because he's gonna have to time Wonder Boy for that straight left. So I think it's gonna take him a couple rounds to figure him out. Danny's gonna be able to clip him. It could also work out for Wonder Boy's favor. Maybe Darren Till gasses and Wonder Boy just beats him in those last 2 rounds, wins by decision. That could happen. I don't really see Wonderboy getting a knockout, but I do see Till winning the fight, and I think more likely he's going to get the 3rd round knockout. So that's going to be my pick, guys, and that's going to be it for the UFC fight card here. So let me go ahead and just do a quick recap. My top 3 most confident picks: Magny, Theodorou, and Breese. Those top 3 guys, I think if you stack them in a parlay, that's for sure not going to lose. That's just what I think. So I think that's a very safe parlay. I mean, it is MMA, but I think it's very safe. So, you know, I'm just going to give you guys that. My favorite underdog, obviously, is going to have to be Bernal. He's kind of pretty much almost like the only underdog I picked besides Till. And, yeah, I think Bernal, like I said, he could get it done with the wrestling. And, you know, I know Allen's kind of fighting, you know, not in his home. I don't think it's his hometown, but, you know, his home country, whatever, you know, in the UK. But I think Bernal's going to be able to squeak it out with that wrestling. So he's my underdog of this fight card. Alright, guys, so that's going to be it here for the UFC fight picks. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Subscribe for more. I try to do these videos every time there's a UFC card, so subscribe. And, yeah, hope you guys enjoy the fights. Hopefully the Darren Till fight doesn't get canceled, because, I mean, I really want to watch that fight. But that's going to be it, guys. Thanks for watching. And, yeah, catch you guys on the next video.